There's a bit of a flush coming through. 445. How low are we going? All the way to the hole? Okay. So, I had to be very cautious with that trade. It did end up bouncing a bit more than anticipated, but I took 1/4 size. This thing, only 1 million shares, also extremely volatile, so I needed to be very careful with that one. Once I saw the $0.50 was holding, and it was just holding for a few seconds, right? So it broke down to like 370, struggled, broke down to 360, struggled, broke down to 350. I gave 350 a little more confidence because it had already hit some road bumps, slowing down the selling pressure, and it was seeing signs that the pressure wasn't so strong. It was like flushing straight to 350. Yeah, and I took a 1/4 size, $56. I'm trying to be a little more conservative here, just because it's such a slow day. Alright, it's trying to hold at 3. 3 looks like it's going to break. This could be the bounce, but the volume was very heavy these last 2 minutes. This might not be all the selling pressure. And again, it's consolidated quite a lot. Still up 80% too, which is quite high. This feels dangerous. I still don't touch it in this area. Feels like it's going to explode in one direction or the other. I like my entry. I'm going to keep it my entry. If I missed it by like 10 cents, it is what it is. So the low was 276. My entry is 261. So I was 15 cents from the bottom at this point in time. It went straight back up after it went down, so I had no time to react. And at 58. Alright, I'm in and out. I didn't like the lack of immediate resolution. So I cut it. I'm still holding entry, but I lowered it to 48. I think in the short term it's going to go down a bit more. Back to 53, and a sizable-ish seller. You can see how in real time I'm like adjusting, becoming more conservative with my entries. So I'm kind of seeing that this could be continuing down a little more. I'm expecting some kind of flush through 50. Okay. Do I get the second half filled or just the first? Looks like I might get the second half. No? This is more or less what I wanted to see. I think I need to hold it just for a little bit, because this thing does seem like it acts a little bit slow. Yeah. I'll make my ad right now. Actually, I'm gaining a little confidence in this. We'll see if it falls on it's you know what, and I'm just super wrong. $255 for first price target. Half out. $58 for second price target. I'll take 55. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. Wow. What a range of emotions that trade was. Okay, so I really like how I approached that. This honestly, this whole entire setup was very well executed. In my opinion. Right? So, we had the initial run-up, and it was very volatile. Only 1 million shares. So I recognized, okay, this thing's moving very quickly. There's not a lot of shares. I need to be very careful. So I sized down to 1/4 size, because I'm doing 1,500, and 375 is 1/4. I took my first trade. It worked out great. I made sure, well, the 1/4 size, it's just a kind of precautionary to lower the risk as much as I can. And as the price was continuing to get lower and lower, volatility was coming down, price was coming down, the risk was lowering, so I increased size from 1/4 to half. I tried to take the first entry. I was following this thing down. I finally got my first entry at 258, but I was seeing a little bit too much pressure still going on, and not seeing that immediate resolution worried me too much, so I ended up cutting the trade. But I said, hey, this thing is still very extended to the downside. Even though it doesn't look like the selling pressure's done yet, I'm going to keep it on watch. It did do what I said. It broke the 250 level. And so I went in half at 243. I had a second order at around 238-ish. But it wasn't going to that level. And as I was watching, I was looking at the 5-minute setup, and I was saying to myself, this thing looks very overextended. It feels like a pop it should be really soon. And then, as I'm thinking that, I see bids start to come. I see buy orders starting to go through on the tape. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Cancel my buy order. We're getting in right now. So I added a second 750 at 245 right as the squeeze is about to happen, and almost immediate resolution on that. Within 1 minute of me adding, the price does break back through 250. I hit my first price target. I was aiming for 255. I got 257. And then my second price target was like 258 or 259. I was within like 3 cents of it, and I saw that I could get out on the bid, so I just hit the bid, locked it in. So really happy with how this trade played out. Really good trade.